Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going tonight? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and I am tired. But I had to squeeze this one in. But I'm exhausted. I had to be up in like 6 hours to go to work early again. But that's a whole other thing. I had to squeeze this in though for, reasons. So I'm here live to do a quick review of this past week's episode of AEW Dynamite. It was a hell of a show. Definitely a really, really good show. Long Island is definitely one of my favorite crowds to watch for AEW. They are just so... It's just Bizarro World. You don't know what to expect. And like nights like this make segments like that contract signing with MJF and Wardlow even more interesting because Long Island treats MJF like a hero. We also had 3 matches of the Dusty Rhodes, the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Martha Hart was in the audience, of course, which was nice to see, and she was shown during the Owen Hart matches. 2 matches that were in the men's bracket, and 1 that was in the women's. We do have another women's match coming up this Friday on Rampage, which is Ruby Soho versus the first AEW Women's World Champion, Rio. But this match, this show was awesome. I love the Owen Hart Cup matches. I love what they did with CM Punk. Last week it was Adam Pearce or Adam Cole. I'm getting my names mixed up. You can tell I'm tired. Hangman Adam Page. I like the heel. This week it was CM Punk being the heel. They're basically, giving them both sides of them. Obviously try not to make, like a definite heel or a definite face. But it's kind of where it's like, hey, they're being them, they're doing what they want to do. You pick what they want. But I tell you what, if there's any match, though, that you should definitely watch from this show, it's that main event. Whether you love AEW or not, that main event match was awesome. And the thing is, I watched that match when I was like falling asleep because I'm exhausted. But I don't feel like they even gave us the best match they could have. Put those 2 on pay-per-view, you could have a classic, which I firmly believe could happen if they do put them on pay-per-view for Double or Nothing. We'll just have to wait and see, though. Tyler's in the live chat, gave this show a seat. Let's roll into the topics again. I'm not going to be up here too long. I'm just going to kind of breeze through this really quick, and we're going to go on from there. We opened up, even though CM Punk was on the show, CM Punk wasn't Mr. Opener. He was actually, I think, second on the card. But we opened up with our first Owen Hart Cup tournament match. Adam Cole versus FTR's Dax Harwood. Amazing match. And what a lot of people claim too is that this was kind of like a Brett and Shawn type match. It had Dax Harwood with like the old school wrestling style. It has Adam Cole, who could easily, pretty much could be another Shawn Michaels with his in-ring ability and whatnot. Both those styles clashing, just like again gives you Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels vibes. It was an awesome match. The chemistry was just off the charts, and of course also having the heel, of course, Adam Cole, use the sharpshooter on Dax Harwood, kind of like throwing back as like a tribute to like the Montreal Screwjob or something like that, like a throwback to that. Well, except it wasn't a screwjob, but actually having Dax Harwood tap out was very interesting storytelling for sure. Again, with them having like kind of like those clash of styles and whatnot, it was freaking awesome. Adam Cole wins, though. He is moving on. He's going to be fighting the winner of the main event, which I was confused. I thought they hyped up the semifinals match for next week, but yet we still have the other quarterfinal matches. So I was a little bit confused there. But we'll see, of course, what happens next week, of course. But yeah, awesome opener. we had CM Punk take on John Silver. Punk actually came out in an Islanders jersey, and I read apparently he did. People were saying that it got him heat from the Long Island fans, which I feel like Punk already has a history of being booed because the last time we were in Long Island, Punk was feuding with Long Island's hometown hero MJF, and so honestly, if CM Punk was going to take a crack at the heel side in this build for his match with Hangman at Double or Nothing, interesting enough, he actually apparently wore the jersey of a former Islanders player who ended up leaving to go to Toronto, I think I heard, or something like that. That was the whole reason why behind he wore it. So he went out of his way to be a heel. Not just that, but in this match with John Silver, he won by hitting the buckshot lariat. Instead of the GTS, he hit a buckshot lariat, which set off Hangman Adam Page, who stormed into the ring, and him and Punk got forehead to forehead, and Punk just says that he seems like he's taking it personal, but when it comes to that title, it's not personal, it's just business. He used to wake up every morning and ask himself, are you a good guy? And this morning he woke up and asked himself if he's the champ, and the answer is yes. Last week, Hangman said he's going to destroy him. Well, he destroyed his boy, and after Double or Nothing, he will shake his hand whether he's conscious or not. And of course, Punk offers a handshake, and Hangman just flips him the bird. So again, a very unique way they're building the dynamics for this match. Again, they're not again, I may give them like a clear heel or a clear face, but they're basically just having them do both ends of it and just have you pick and choose, which I like. That's what this match needs to have right now, in my opinion. We also have Britt Baker being interviewed. Britt talks about how her and Jamie Hayter are going to dominate the Owen Hart tournament, and I believe if Jamie Hayter wins her match with Toni Storm, I think Jamie would face either Britt Baker or the Joker. So, of course, she says if that happens, then may the best win. It would be a fair fight. Implying obviously that it's never a fair fight. If it's everybody else. Tony Nese beat Danhausen with his running Nese in like 3 seconds. Afterwards, though, Smart Marks joins us on the mic and rants about Tony Nese embarrassing all our internet meme wrestlers until Hook came out and scared off Tony Nese. But then Danhausen offers Hook a handshake and he accepts. So, are they a team now? Maybe, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. I haven't really seen too much of Tony Nese's work since he came over to AEW. So, I don't know what he's up to, but, again, I've always been intrigued by Tony Nese. I mean, yes, I feel like, he didn't stand out big time, and whatnot, but, getting tired of losing my train of thought here, but, I still think he's an interesting guy. I mean, I never think he wasn't the strongest, in WWE, because he had his weird booking. I did like they gave him a brief run of the Cruiserweight title, but we'll see if he ever does anything more in AEW. I love how we got a mock Dark Side of the Ring video package about Wardlow's betrayal of MJF, which was neat. They had like different people like Chris Jericho and a few others being interviewed, which I thought was very cool how they did that. Then MJF came out to a hometown's welcome, and even with an Islanders jersey on, and of course he basically built up for everyone to boo Wardlow out of the building, which the crowd was booing Wardlow, and Wardlow, sold like a champ. He knew that it was just because Long Island just loves their hometown hero MJF. MJF mentions the crowd boos, and then he talks about the conditions for this contract if Wardlow wants to face MJF at Double or Nothing. He said Wardlow is kind of the worst, and karma is coming his way for everything that happened to his best friend Cody Rhodes, which of course the crowd reacted to that. And MJF, I love this part too, where MJF says something like, oh, do you guys not like 2024? Something like that. I know the guy in the back doesn't. And obviously, he was implying to when Tony Khan said something to MJF for mentioning on that one interview about how his contract expires in 2024 and how, he mentioned something about how, WWE will probably be gunning for him, basically, and he keeps hyping that up. But I do like that shot he fired. Of course, the crowd popped at it and thought it was pretty awesome. But anyways, he's gonna get whipped 10 times. And of course he does the countdown, and instead of saying 10, he said Shawn Spears. And if Wardlow makes it past the whipping, he'll have to wrestle Shawn Spears inside of a steel cage. But not just any steel cage. That steel cage will include MJF as the special guest referee, which of course is going to be super biased. So unless, MJF gets knocked out and a new referee comes in, then, Wardlow's doomed. And if he can pass that match, then he'll get his match at Double or Nothing. But if he loses at Double or Nothing, he'll never be able to sign any kind of AEW contract ever again. And then of course they try to have they try to have Wardlow sign the contract while handcuffed, and MJF says uncuff him so he can sign it, and he does. But then of course after that happens, before he signs it, he takes out the security guards like a badass. He even took out Shawn Spears, and he was about to hit. He did get his hands on MJF. It was about to hit a power bomb on him, but Smart Mark Sterling sacrifices himself to save MJF, and he takes a power bomb through the table. But again, very great segment. Again, I love again how they did this in Long Island to really test the waters with how Long Island's are the only place that will treat MJF like a freaking babyface, which is awesome, of course. We also had a video package for the Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal feud. Again, the Samoa Joe, of course, is going to be facing the Joker for the men's bracket. Still don't know who that's going to be. Could be a couple people we've mentioned before. Ricky Starks had a match with Jungle Boy Jack Perry for the FTW title. A very close match. The match ends, though, when Swerve Strickland came out. He was trying to distract Ricky Starks. He has beef with him. Instead, though, his antics accidentally helps Ricky Starks win. And, of course, Jungle Boy, who's been getting frustrated with his losing streak, Christian Cage and Jurassic Express come out, and Christian actually, bumps shoulders with Swerve Strickland. And then Keith Lee came out, so they kind of teased a triple threat match, which we had a triple threat match at the last pay-per-view, but we're getting to be another one with Jurassic Express, and then Team Taz is Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, and then this Swerve and his Glory team, whatever they're calling it, with Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee. Honestly, put the titles on Swerve and Keith. They can kind of like, I feel like the run they're going to have is, if they would put the titles on them, would be similar to what Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page had. Two, main event caliber guys who, were basically, still being built up, and AEW was building them up. They weren't doing a rocket ship them to the top. But be able to build both of them up with the tag titles. And then, of course, once they're ready to be single stars, then split them up. But I think, they keep teasing, of course, but I think we're going to get that Christian Cage heel turn. Which could very well happen at Double or Nothing, I would say. Which would be interesting. That'd be a pretty good match, I would say. We had the Jericho Appreciation Society coming out to make a victory speech. And then Chris talked about how he's a hometown hero, born down the road in Manhasset, but he moved away because the place is a dump. And he also calls out, how they eliminated Santana Ortiz and Eddie Kingston. And he tells Eddie to stay at home, and he tells Eddie's wife to give him a call. And then Daniel Garcia takes over, who says a sports entertainer beats a pro wrestler. And then out comes Jon Moxley, who not only has history with Chris Jericho, but he's also, we haven't seen him and Eddie Kingston together since they had lost that match last year, Double or Nothing, I think it was. And Moxley took some time off. But the rest of the Blackpool Combat Club came out, and then Jericho says, "You guys are still outnumbered," but then out came Eddie Kingston and Santana Ortiz, and they brawled, and shocking enough also, William Regal also pulled Jericho out of the ring, and he decked him in the face of the punch as well, and I'm like, holy smokes. So it's strange because I don't know quite know where to go with this, because I can't remember if Wheeler Yuta came out too, but you're having the Blackpool Combat Club, who to me have seemed more so heelish, in my opinion. But they look more like baby faces here. But I guess we could be using these 10 people. Well, again, 11 feels like, because they did have Wheeler Yuta out there as well. So I'm not sure if it's 6-on-5 or someone else is joining the Jericho Appreciation Society or what. But I think this is probably going to lead to the Stadium Stampede match at Double or Nothing, which should not main event. It definitely should be Hangman and Punk main eventing the show. So we'll see, of course, how that goes. But I think it's going to be Stadium Stampede with them. We have a hype video for Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb. And then Jamie Hayter and Tony Storm, or the match of thickness, as Just Alex calls it, happened. And it was a good match also. And Tony Storm does get the victory, of course. And she'll take on, I think, probably either Britt Baker or the Joker, I think, is who she's going to take on next. So, awesome there. We also have a promo for Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian, who are going to have a TNT title match this coming Friday on Rampage. And then Kazarian was being interviewed live, but he got interrupted by Sammy Guevara, who claims that Scorpio Sky is going to stab Kazarian in the back. But Frankie says he trusts himself, and that's all he needs, and he shoos Sammy away. I think he took some jab at him and Ty also, which everybody does at this point. And then the main event. This main event match, which could have definitely been given more time, Jeff Hardy versus Darby Allin. And throughout the night, they hyped this up as a dream match. And they had promos where Jeff Hardy and Darby Allin basically said they wanted to make this anything goes. Let them do their crazy stuff. And they were granted it. And I love how it is, because obviously, that's a match both these guys are meant to have, like these Daredevil type matches. And it was just crazy awesome. Such good stuff. We had a senton off the top of the ladder through I think a table. Darby Allin. My favorite spot of the match, I'd still say, was when Darby Allin climbed up the ladder, did the Jeff Hardy pose, and he did a senton not only off the ladder, not only into Jeff Hardy, but they went through steel chairs that are basically standing up for like a simple power bomb that someone hit through steel chairs in a chairs match. This one was literally Darby Allin. The steel chairs were set up as someone doing a power bomb on them, but Darby Allin literally did a swanton off the top of the ladder in the ring and knocked Jeff Hardy into the chairs. It was crazy and it was awesome. Darby Allin also hit a coffin drop on the apron. Jeff hit a swanton bomb to the floor that was on the side of the steel steps, which was a vicious thing. Jeff's in his mid-40s now, and he's still, he even said, when he returned at WrestleMania 33 day, I'm 39 years old, I'm still doing swanton bombs. Well, you just did a swanton bomb, not just through a table. You did one into the steel steps, which was a scary looking bump. And then Darby also would hit a coffin drop again, but then Jeff reversed it to a crucifix pin and stole the victory with the crucifix pin. It was like a 10-minute car crash, but the thing is, I don't think that's their best match. It was probably one of the best matches we've seen this year for sure, on live TV at least, but I feel like they could do more. And afterwards, we had Darby and Jeff shake hands. But then they had the Undisputed Elite come out with the Young Bucks, of course. Obviously, since the semifinal match is going to be Adam Cole and Jeff Hardy. So I don't know if they're still teasing a match with the Hardy Boys and the Young Bucks. But dang, hold off on that. Give us a rematch at Double or Nothing. Anything goes, tornado tag. I'd say lights out, but it would have to main event, and I still want to give that to Punk and Cole. But street fight, extreme rules, broken rules, whatever you want to call it, Jeff Hardy, Darby Allin. Give them a good 15-20 minutes. We gave them about 10 here. Give them a good 15-20 minutes, and they are going to put on a clinic, a classic. This was a great match for, a live show, but put them on pay-per-view, they're going to have a classic. So again, I won't be upset if they do the Hardys and the Young Bucks, but I think they need to hold off on that and do a rematch of Jeff Hardy and Darby Allin. I think that's the right way to go. And with that, guys, that is it. Again, I'm very tired, so I'm going to get ready to go to bed here. But I gave this show an A-. A- for Dynamite. Check some people in the live chat. Tyler thinks that Punk's ego is getting too big on Twitter. I think I heard there was something going on with him and Eric Bischoff. I think I look into that. He also says fire Ronda. Tyler does not like Ronda, not at all. We've got Robbie in the live chat. Hey, Mike, remember the wedding singer? Dana Brooke and Reggie were newlyweds. Whoopity-doo. Oh, yeah, that dreadful wedding segment that we just had recently. I don't know what was worse, that one or the one with Bobby Lashley and Lana, where Rusev rose through a cake, if you remember that. What's up, Mark? And they're teasing the heel turn of Christian Cage. Yes, they are, which I think it's time to do so. And that was a good main event match. Tyler also can't believe MJF said Cody's name. I actually can't believe that either. And I also can't believe that MJF made that shot about, his contract expiring in 2024, but saying how the guy in the back doesn't like that either. I'm like, geez, oh man, that was good stuff there in that promo. He also thinks that Joe should win a tournament. I'm not opposed to that at all. I still just think it's weird though that Samoa Joe, who just got brought in, and he's a baby face too, they're having him face the Joker. I'm not too sure about that one. We also have T and Cooper saying Darby versus Hardy was a car wreck, crazy match. Like I said, excellent match, but I know it definitely could be even better if they put it on pay-per-view. My guest jokers are Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae. Johnny is a good name. Candice, I think give Candice a little bit more time. I'm hoping the Joker is Athena. Either Athena or Taya Valkyrie. Hey, if they want to throw Deanna back in there as a surprise, go for it. But I think it's going to be either Athena or Taya, I think. I am doing well. MJF 2024 mentioned. I know Vince will go after him. Oh, he definitely will. Vince will definitely try to eat up MJF for sure and get him on his show. But yeah, thank you guys for stuff in the live chat. I'm going to check out here. Again, I got to get to bed. Another long day tomorrow. What are your thoughts, guys, on Dynamite from this past week? Leave thoughts down in the comment section below. Be sure as always to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter as well at DemandAirboy93. Till then, guys, I'm checking out. I'll catch you all later. Have a great rest of your night. Get some sleep. I know I will. Peace out, everybody.